Hello and welcome to DTCC Season 11. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can, let me know. Turn the laptop up so I can hear myself. Normally a good sign. There we go, I can hear myself now. Cool, right, we are live. It is season 11 of DTCC already, and this season is totally different from the previous 10. We've come out of retirement and we're doing a Mazda Cup, and probably by and large we're going to do every single race live. So this is happening tonight. What you see on the screen is live. So anything can happen in the racing, anything can happen on the commentary. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. So we've got the chat. Mum's in the chat. Hi Mum, loud and clear, good. Right, so totally different format for season 11. Do a quick intro and then we'll get qualifying going. So it is purely MX5s this season. There's going to be 7 rounds and we've got a number of different formats of each round. So we've got a couple of rounds that have 2 30-minute races, which is what we're going to get tonight. A couple of rounds have got 3 20-minute races, which is similar to what we've done for most seasons in previous seasons. And then there's also 2 endurance races that are 60 minutes long. So a real mix this time. So tonight we're at the famous Daytona for 2 races tonight, 2 30 minutes. Completely different tyre rules tonight, no allocations to worry about. Every single race night the drivers have a set of softs, a set of mediums and a set of hards, and they must use only one of each across the races of that night. So in the case of tonight there's 2 races, they've got to use a medium, a soft and a hard over those 2 races. How they wish to divvy that up around the 2 races is completely up to them. So it's going to be some different strategies, different people running softs and mediums at different times. Qualifying is our usual one shot, so the drivers will get 5 minutes to set 1 lap, which will set the grid. And I think that is about it. We can go through some of the other stuff as we go, but I think we are ready. Alright, so 10 drivers in tonight. We've got 13 signed up for the league. Carly, Chris and Mike cannot make it tonight, but we've got 10 of the usual, so you'll recognise all the usual names. We've got Chris Rains, and we've got Bazza, we've got Alex, we've got Dan, we've got another Dan, we've got Wayne, we've got Pat, we've got Coy, we've got Jack Silverstar, and we've got James. So I think we are ready to go. And as I'm hosting as well, I can get things kicked off. So see if everyone's ready. Exciting doing it live. Let's see if everyone is ready. So the rule of qualifying, and hopefully some of them listen and they all attended the briefing, it was very good, was that you have to qualify on a different tyre to your starting tyre. So if you use softs in qualifying, you've got to start on either medium or hards for the race. Right, get a few yeses, let's get a few more, and then we'll be ready to start qualifying. Now, Daytona being Daytona, a toe is going to be very, very important. Right, I've only got 5, but I'm going to assume they're all ready. Right, where is my... It's so long since I've used this game. Give me a little bit of a warning. Right, here we go. Hopefully I've got all the settings right. And away we go. So it's one shot qualifying. Drives off 5 minutes plus 30 seconds. Some nice donuts been done in the apron there. 5 minutes plus 30 plus 1 minute to do their lap. So we'll see who decides to get the ball rolling. Alright, who's out first? It's going to take me a while to get used to the colours. Hopefully most people are going to keep the same screen, same livery. As usual, there's bonus points per round for fresh liveries. Obviously tonight everyone's is fresh. So away we go. Dan is going to lead us out. There he comes. Here's McLaren inspired Vodafone MX5. Dan doing Dan things and drifting his way around the infield hairpin. It's called the horseshoe, right? Here we go. Everyone is going to be jostling now for a better position. Mazda there. He's 6th in the 7th is on the road. We're changing a bit. Right, so it's going to be a case of can you stay close enough to the car in front without disrupting yourself, and hopefully not them either, but get a decent tow. But Dan is going to take us round the start, and he's got Mazda behind. This is what Mazda can see as we go on to the famous Daytona banking. The second race will be at twilight, so you'll see how special Daytona looks when it's getting dark. We've got Silver Star just behind us, probably about right. I'd say Mazda's giving himself a bit of room to get a good run, but Silver Star's quite nice behind him. Right, we will be observing track limits because you'll notice as we go through the race that it's very easy to cut that, especially the exit of the bus stop. And maybe we even do penalties live. I can tell the guys, you've got a 10-second penalty for excessive cutting. Right, here we go then. Round the banking. Dan is going to lead us across the line. 2 minutes gone, so plenty of time for him to get a lap in. Let's go into the first corner. Tricky in these cars. The back likes to overtake the front. Can we get it stopped and make the apex as we go through? And Dan doing his spectacular drifting as always. Look like that. Fairly neat and tidy. Let's have a look. Oh, Baz has got a bit sideways there. I think that's going to affect Jack. He's quite close. Hopefully if Bazza keeps it neat and tidy, Jack is a little bit wide. We've got Alex behind us. He'll get a nice tow without being held up. So we've got Alex's 4th in the line. We've got James's 5th. There's a lot of sliding going on. He was squealing. Dan is 6th. Pat is 7th. Coy is 8th. Chris is 9th. And Wayne is in 10th. Right. We'll have a look at the tyres. So Dan is on softs. Bazza is on softs. So they won't be starting on softs. Let's see if we can get a time check. Just as we come out of the left-hander onto the banking. No one's quicker than Dan yet. Let's see what James is doing. No one's getting purple, so we know. I think Dan was quickest. Let's see what Chris does. Oh no, I think Dan could be. Dan's on softs, mind. What was Chris on? Chris is on softs as well. So Dan comes through the bus stop then. All you've got to do now is just follow the yellow line. So it looks like we've got Bazza, Silver Star and Alex going to give each other a nice tow. Bazza's towing them around. So here we go. Coming across the line now. The times are going to go thick and fast, so we'll try and keep on top of it. Let's see what Dan does. I have absolutely no idea what a good time is. I cannot remember from the testing. Dan leads us across the line with a 2-minute 2.6. Baz is a bit behind him with 3-1. Alex takes pole so far with Silverstar. He is second. Dan third, Baz a fourth. Right, we got James he's in sixth. He's given a nice total logic. Here comes Coisy to sixth. Who else hasn't come round? Chris R. Right, can Chris take pole off Alex? I think he's a halfway. He does by just over 0.2 of a second. I think we're all done. Anyone else still out there? Wayne, here comes Wayne. What can Wayne do? And he takes 9th. Right, there we go. Timed pretty well. So just on the 5-minute marker. So we've got 1 minute overrun. So the grid will look like Chris Rains on pole, just under 0.3 ahead of Alex. Now let's keep an eye on these tyres. So Chris has run softs, which means he cannot run softs to start in race 1. Alex has qualified second on mediums. That is a super strong lap from Alex. As you can hear, everyone's doing donuts. Silverstar has decided to qualify on softs. He'll be pleased with that. That's a good third. Dan was 4th. He's going to be a dark horse tonight. He's very good in these cars. Assuming the game doesn't make his life harder. Right, Pat's qualified 5th on mediums. That is a good qualifying from Pat. Bazu is 6th on softs. Koi is 7th on pretty knackered soft now. Let's go through. So Koi is 7th. Dan is 8th. We didn't see what tyres he's on. Wayne 9th and James 10th. Right, let's take a few snaps of that. And then that. So we know the order. So this will be a straight race. Never mind. The drivers, they need to change the tyres. Right, let's see how we go then. So we've got Chris on pole. What tyres are they going to use? So Chris, we know, cannot start on softs. Alex can. Yeah, Pat's saying he's very happy with P5. I'm not surprised. That's a cracking lap, Pat, especially on mediums. All right, let's see if everyone is ready. And we get the first race up and running. Let's just make sure everything is as it should be. And I've introduced very late in the day the possibility of a safety car, so we'll see if we need one, and then we'll see the carnage that ensues if we do. Right, everyone, I think he's ready. Let's get going. Alright, no one said they're not ready. Pat's on chat. Everyone alright, Pat? I assume they are. Always stick it on chat if everyone's shouting, no, no! Right, here we go. Let's go. First race, season 11. Seems okay, thank you. Right. Turn 1 is always carnage on this track, and it's particularly always carnage because they have an invisible barrier on the inside. It's a rolling start, which hopefully should mitigate a little bit the carnage. Hopefully this is going to get going. There we go. All the races, the sprint races will be standing start, but all other races, so sprint race being 20 minutes, but all other races are rolling. Right, here we go, lights go out. Chris takes this away. This race is going to be a drift fest, a towing fest. So Chris is on mediums. Alex has gone aggressive on soft. So we go into the first corner. Alex has got more grip. So we come rubbish camera view, but it looks like Chris has got it, stopped and is away. Alex is second, Silver Star is third, Danny's fourth. Look at that, we got through all lines of stern. Pat fifth, Baz sixth. Is Baz going to have a look down the inside of Pat? He thinks about it. It's a long way away. Oh, who was that? That was Silver Star getting a little bit of a swapper on there. I think Dan's might have a run as we go through. Silver Star's on the hard, so that explains it. Silver Star's elected to start the first race on hards, and he's going to be a bit of a bottleneck, I think. Dan's on hards as well, though. Okay, so we've got a few games with hards, so is Pat. Baz is on mediums, so we would expect Bazza to try and cut his way through here with the guys in front on hards. Let's see what Chris is doing up front. He's got Alex taking a wide line as they go out. Onto the banking for the first time, and look at this, we've got MX5s all over the place. Pat's lost a position on his hards, he's got Coy inside him, Coy's on mediums. This is going to be fascinating. Right, let's have a look up the front. Let's go on board with Chris. Bit of a gap now, we'll come back to those guys. Let's see if Alex is going to have a go. I can turn the excellent of that map. No, decides better of it. Let's come out and see what's going on as we go into the bus stop for the first time. Look at that, they're all getting sideways as we come through. Alex is now right behind Chris. I think he might line him up. Look at this gaggle as we go through the onto the oval. Look at that. What a fine sight. We got Pat and Coy, I think, yeah, side by side, but we're going to go to the front because I think is Alex going to have a go? Not yet. Side-by-side action as we go down the straight. I need to check the leaders though. It looks like Chris has got a little bit of a lead. He has too. Okay, interesting. Baz is right behind Dan. Into the first corner we go. Oh, that looked a late move. Someone's logic racing. Oh, we got a yellow. Oh no! Chris has hit the wall. Chris has hit the imaginary wall. Let's see, can we get a replay on that? Let's have a look. Has he hit that? Has he taken too much of a chunk out of the apex? Oh, he hits the wall dead. Whoa. So that's given Chris an almighty job. And he's got damage as well. So Alex has now got lucky he didn't hit him. He must have ghosted. So Alex is now sliding his way through in first. Jack's now up to second on his hards. He'll be pleased with that. Alex is on softs. We'll do a run through. Go look at this. We've got Pat and Coy still battling. I think they've been battling pretty much the whole of the race so far. Oh, a bit of a nudge there from Pat. Play nicely, boys. Play nicely. Pat's got a purple, but everyone gets a purple. Coy's on his medium, so I'd expect him to try and tow past here. Let's go on board. We've got PD shuffle going on with Pat. Coy, I think he's got some overlap. He has. Pat should now back off, I think, and just let him go through and not challenge him into the chicane. Or we've got then, who have we got behind us? We've got James behind, Dan behind us. Look at this scrapping going on. So Dan is right behind Pat. Dan's on mediums, Pat is on hards. Right, let's try and do a quick rundown. Alex is leading. Hopefully he doesn't need fuel. They might well need a fuel stop, in which case they cannot change tyres. The drivers are going to have to be conscious of that. Right, Alex has just set fastest lap at 2:14. Jack's got a bit of breathing space now to Dan. So we go into turn 1. So Dan's in third. Dan's on his hards. So he'll be very pleased how this has started. Baz is also he's on medium, so he should have a pace advantage. Then we got this swivel going on. Coy has broken away a bit from Pat. Pat's in 6th with Dan in 7th with James right behind him. Pat's gone a little bit wide on his hards. What have we got behind us? We've got Wayne right behind us, and then Chris is recovering. Just coming around the horseshoe. Alright, let's go from the rollover hoop if we can. No, we can't. No, we haven't got a rollover hoop. That's a bit annoying. There we go. Looking back now. Oh, that was a bit. Hopefully Dan's going to redress that. Oh, that was that. Oh, Pat doesn't lose it. Who was that? That was, yeah, Dan. Good boys. Redressed it. Well done. Gave him a bit of a knock. Let's see if we can go back to that. Yeah, look, I just gave him a little bit of a love tap. Off goes Pat. Gets it back going again, and away we go. Right, to the front. Oh, look at this, we've joined in. Looks like Pat and Dan are still at it. What's Dan on? Dan's on mediums. Pat is right on his tail. As we go into what is blind when you're that close to someone, into the bus stop. Gives them a little bit of room. Pat's got good pace though on the hards. Very good pace. There's action everywhere here. Let's have a look what's going on in front. A bit further up the field. Wayne is hanging on to James, and then we've got Bazza, and we got three of them. Look at this. Here we go. Round the banking, we got Dan, Bazza, and Coy. All good mates from VRC. Are they all going to play nice as we go into... Sorry, it's Jack. Sorry, Jack, Dan, and Bazza. Sorry. Coy's a bit adrift. It's like everyone's playing nicely. Dan's going to try and make a move. Let's go on board with Dan. We've got Bazza. Where's Bazza? We don't even know where Bazza is. He's so close. There he is. Bazza's just gone around the outside. Oh, we've got different tyres. So Bazza's the one on the mediums. And so I think it's Jack. Bazza's now got... Let's go from the rollover hoop of Jack's MX5. Bazza's going to try and make a move around the outside, is he? Oh, that'd be brave. Is he going to try the cut back? Don't forget, Jack is on the hards. Oh, that was a bit rough and tumble. Some rubbing his racing here tonight. Hopefully the stewards won't be too busy. Right, so Bazza's now up to second. Having a great race. Jack's down to third, but he's doing well. He's got Dan now, who's also on hards. Right behind him. Right, let's see what's going on here. So Chris is still adrift. He's on mediums. But he's starting to catch the group. Alex is away. Look at that, he's 7.3 up. Baz has got a bit of a gap now. We've got Silverstar and Dan. Look at that, bump drafting each other. I would suggest, as we go into the bus stop again, make sure we don't bump draft too hard, otherwise Jack could be Shadow Realm. Giving the curbs a fair bit of space, which is good. Coy is catching, and then we've got Wayne and James. If Wayne can give a bump, he does. As we look through the roll cage of James's MX5. I don't know what I'm thinking about, which cars they're in. So used to, I think, oh, such and such in the Chevy, something's in the Ferrari. Right, some of these, Wayne going to make a move then as we go into turn one. Wayne is on mediums. We'll check what James is on. Oh, look at this. Oh, he's got it done. Has he got it done? I think he has. Yes, he has. Nicely done there, Wayne. Very nice. Then we've got Dan, who's on mediums. Pat is down to 9th on his hards, and then Chris doing a catch-up. So it's a long race, so you see that we've only just done 9 minutes. So there is time in this format to make your way back up again. Right, how are we doing? So Alex is 8.2 up, so he's pulling away from Bazza. Just done a 2-minute 1.4. But his tyres are starting to go. Oh, good lap here, he's nearly 4/10 up. Bazza's 1.8 ahead of Jack, so he's now pulling away on his mediums. Oh, look at this. So we've got Dan, Jack with Coy. Let's watch this from Coy's perspective. We've got anyone behind those. We've got a bit of a gap there. And now we've got Dan, who's now taken over from Jack. They're both on hards. Coy is on his mediums. Let's see if he can... He's got a good run. He's got a double toe he's getting here. Can we get past Jack? I think we can. Oh, Dan's gone a bit deep. Coy might get a run, but Coy gets a little bit sideways, so that's going to give Jack a good run as we come out. Look at that. Here he comes. And if he's lucky, he might get a toe off Dan. He is. So, lovely racing between these guys. Now, Coy will be keen to get past these two because they're both on hards. He's on his mediums. So come around the banking. Looks like Koi's got a good run. Jack will give him a bit of room, hopefully. Oh, can go free pressed into turn one. Let's see how this turns out. Jack's down the inside. He's Jack. Whoa, that was well held by the pair of them. I thought both Jack and Koi were gone. Dan will be pleased with that. He's looking behind him thinking, I've got a bit of breathing space now. I've got my hards. I'm still on the podium. Oh, I'm going to have to calm down. I'll have no voice after this. Right, let's look at these two having a good old scraps. Jack's doing a good job there, defending well. Right, back we go. Wayne and James are still tight. And then Dan is being caught by Chris. So Chris has finally caught the pack. It's lucky this isn't ACC. I think his car will be dead. Right, is he going to make a move into what I like to call turn 3? But I don't think it is. I should get a track back up. I will do when they're racing so it calms down a bit. And then we've got the scraps going all the way through. Now this series is set up to pretty much mimic the real life MX5 Championship. Not all the tracks are available in the game, but certainly the ones that are in it. They always start with Daytona. Right, Alex up front. Happy days for him. Setting faster and faster laps. He's done a 2 minute 1.0, so he's 10 seconds up. Baz is having a lovely race in second. Got plenty of experience in this car from other leagues. Dan's got a bit of a gap, and we've got these two still fighting it out. I'm going to give it more airtime. Have we got anything else going on? So Pat, Dan and Chris are still fighting as well. Right, let's see what's going on between these two. Jack's probably going to get a bit of a tow from Dan. Are they going to give each other room as we come into the braking point? In theory, Koi's on the outside. He's got the better tyres, so he should be able to brake later, but Jack's already showed he can brake pretty late into turn 1. Does so again. Giving each other room. Here goes Dan. No, that was nice. Oh, look at this. Koi's going to get 2 for 1. Look at that. Wow. Lucky we're on board there. Koi says, thank you very much. Too hard, guys. Let's watch that again, because that was special. But Jack defends really nicely, but just runs a little bit deep. Koi thinks, right, I'm going to switch that. Dan gets a little bit sideways. Koi squirts his way through. Lovely. 3-play feature's working well. It looks like Jack and Dan are having a battle. Jack was deep into the right-hander, but I think they're okay. A little bit of nudging carried on today, but I think they're alright. What's going on behind? Nothing. These two are continuing to be side by side. Squeezing. Can Dan get the undercut? I think he can. Just about squeezes through. Fancy some Lucozade. He says, I've had my Lucozade. I'm going to go past you down the inside. Jack now switches back into the toe. Look at that. Can we get any closer? And then James is catching the pair of them whilst these guys squabble a little bit. James is not that far behind as we go into the bus stop. Oh, it always makes me nervous when someone's following that close. There's James. Chris has now made it up to 7th, so he's starting his recovery. He's probably not. Oh no, who's that? James has lost it. Let's see what happened there. Must probably took a bit too much of the curb. These cars can be very sketchy if you do a little bit. Oh, nasty. They're quite sketchy when you lift off these cars, even with the updated physics. Right, Wayne is there in 10th. So Alex is flying away. He's miles in front, but he's going to have to come into the pits. So whilst Alex is flying, he is going to have a stop, and he might need a splash of fuel as well. So whilst he's flying, his softs are not going to last the race. It is possible to do the race without stopping for fuel, so you can zero stop it. Obviously with softs on, there's no point, you've got to come in anyway. Right, so Coy's up to third, Jack's thinking about it. So Jack and Dan are really hanging on to Coy. Coy's on the mediums, he's not dropping them. I'll be interested to see if they all do, so you should be able to zero stop this. Unless I've got the fuel horribly wrong, which is quite possible. Oh, where's Dan? Dan's dropped off a little bit. Chris has now made up to 6, so Chris can see third place. So despite his front end rearranging shunt into turn 1, Chris can see third. Baz is 4 seconds up, but mind you, we're only just over halfway to the race, so there's a lot to play for here. Alex, we know he's going to have to stop, because I don't think his tyre's going to last. This could be very interesting. I've no idea. It's the first time we run this format, so I've got no idea what's going to happen. So Alex is, and it's quite a long pit lane here as well. The pit stop takes quite a long time here. So Alex's left front is looking pretty nasty. His right rear is looking even worse. Baz's mediums look pretty decent, so he might splash and dash fuel. Let's see if they can get to the end. Coy, his mediums look pretty good. Jack's having a bit of a move. He's padding over a bit, which might help the tyres a bit. Dan's hanging on in 5th on his hards. So as we've seen before actually in this car, the hard and medium are actually pretty good tyres. They're pretty consistent. The softs are quick, but they're a bit peaky. And actually the cars can handle better on the medium and hards. Alright, so Dan's there, he's looking like he's lining Jack up again. Chris is catching him on his mediums. James is in 7th with Pat on his hards on hot pursuit. And then Wayne is 9th. Right, James is in, deciding to get rid of those softs. So if he puts hards on, we know he's going to run mediums in race 2. Let's see what he does. I have no idea what the best strategy is either. Is he going to put any fuel in? Nope, straight out. Interesting. Fuel is going to be quite tight on this track. Right, Alex, we'll see what he does. His softs are starting to go. He's dropped 1.3 on this lap. Bazza did a 2:04.3, so Bazza's still a couple of seconds a lap off his pace. Coy is now starting to catch Bazza. Now Coy is shaking off the mad duo. Coy is starting to catch Bazza. You can see he's now on a PB. Whereas we've got Silver Star and Dan, Ensign Hewitt, are locked in battle with Chris catching them. Got any more battles going on? No, a little bit spaced out. Right, so let's have a look at these two ahead. Look at that, Silver Star's got Dan right behind him. I think Dan is probably doing the sneaky here. He's probably saving fuel. Jack's good on the brakes at the turn 1. Flowing with danger there though. So Jack's just done a 2:03.4, which is his fastest. Let's compare that with Alex. 2:02.3, so he's only a second a lap slower. And he's actually faster than Baz. Coy in the meantime is also catching Baz. Look at this, everyone's concertinaing up. I hope we're enjoying this. Jack's now done a mega first sector, 6 tenths quicker. So Jack's really getting some pace out of those hards now. So mediums are starting to go a bit on Coy's Mazda. Let's see what's going on. Chris is also catching, right, so I'm intrigued to see when people are going to start stopping here. Alex is still going. So if you can do a 0 stop in this, Alex is 16 seconds up. But he will be stopping, we know that. There's no way you can get those softs to last. Well, they're not losing too much time. He's still doing 2:02. He's pretty consistent. Look at that. He's done a 2:02.3s on the bounce, so he's lapping. Softs are hanging on. I think since they've done yet another update of the physics, the tyres don't fall off a cliff quite so quickly, although I'm expecting if it goes red they will. Bazza's sitting pretty at the moment in second. Can he get his tyres to the end? Can he get his fuel? We started with half a tank. So if you're looking at the bottom left at the fuel gauge, we started with half a tank, so he's used about 3/4. So I'll be amazed if he can get that all the way to the end. But let's see. And there we go, this battle here. So Koyas is still in third. We got this huge battle in Jack and Dan. Oh, this is going to be tight. They're all coming in together. Oh no! Has Koy hit the wall as well? I think he has. I think he's. Hopefully there wasn't any little nudges going on. Let's have a look. Oh, that's gone back a long way. That's gone back a huge way. Let's get rid of that. Don't do that again. Oh, yeah, that's a shame. Let's try and go back now. Let's go back 13 seconds. No, I'd already done it. We missed it. No, hopefully there was no contact there. No. Back to live action we go. So Koy's got some making up to do now. Did what Chris did. Very easily done, especially these cars are a little bit twitchy going into the corner. If back end comes around a bit more than you expect, it's so easily done. Right, so Baz is in second. He's now got a bit more of a breathing space then between these two battling for the podium, and we've got Chris has now latched onto them as well. Let's go on board with Chris. I think we've probably had a couple more stoppers, so let's see how that pans out. Around the banking, is he going to go high? Is he going to go low? He's going to go low. Oh, Dan, I think if they hit the wall there. So Chris has moved on the inside. Look how close they are. It makes me nervous every time I see him go through that. Oh, this is good though. Dan's going to get a bit of double toe here. Right, Alex is in. Right, as we thought, Alex is in. So that's going to elevate Baz. He's only got 8 litres left. Now bear in mind we started with 50 though. Look at this, look at this. We're going to go 3 wide as we go. 3 wide as we go around the banking. Jack pulls back in, so Baz is in as well. Now hopefully Baz will stay on these mediums. Do not change your tyres if you're listening. Do not change your tyres. As we go into turn 1 now. So this is now a battle for the lead. So despite Chris's trials and tribulations, he is now in the lead. Whereas these guys, I'm surprised the mediums. Probably wanted to get your mediums to last the fuel. Do not change your tyres, just give it a splash and dash. Oh, he's changing them, Baz. And this is going to go to soft. Is he going to go to softs? Let's have a look. Bit of splash and dash. Right, so. Oh, he's gone to hards. He's gone to hards, which means he has to use softs for the second race. Which means he will. I'll be amazed if he can get those to last the whole race. Okay. Koy hasn't changed his tyres. Good. Wayne's still on his medium, so Wayne's up to 6. So Chris is now leading, and he's played the long game. He's going to get his tyres to make his fuel to make it as well, I think. So will Dan on his hards, whereas Jack's fuel is flashing. I'll be amazed if he can get that to the end. He really wants to. This is quite a high, quite a hard track for fuel. Because obviously so much of it, especially in these cars, is flat out. So let's see if they're doing a bit of fuel saving, a bit of lifting and coasting. Alex is now on the charge. He's got Dan right behind him, who's now snuck up to 5th. His fuel light is flashing as well, so I think it'll be interesting to see how far they can go. So Alex is back up, he's on hards now, so we know he's just going to use the mediums. So he's used his softs, he's used his hards in this race. Dan is just going with his mediums, so he'll be softs and hards. Wayne is softs and hards because he stayed on his mediums. Bazza has got a 3-second penalty, unfortunately, for cutting the pit lane going in, which is going to unfortunately wreck his race a little bit. Koi's a little bit behind him though, so he should still be him, but unfortunately Bazza's used medium and hards. He's going to have to try and get those softs to last the entire race. It will be dark, the track will be cooler. Hopefully he's got a shiny new wheel, hopefully that helps his tyre deg. So Koi is catching him. Koi has stayed on his mediums, so he'll be using hards and softs. Pat, what's Pat doing? Pat is now on softs, they look pretty fresh, so he's going to do his mediums for the last race and not stopping. And James is now also on hards. I hope he was on softs, otherwise he might struggle as well. And there's 4 minutes to go, and I think his fuel's looking quite tight, but who knows how far they can go. Right, Chris is leading. Dan is in second and not far behind him. How's the fuel doing? Dan's towing has really helped him. He's not far behind, you know. He's managed to drop Jack. Can he do another 2 laps on that fuel? That is going to be so touch and go. Alex is up to 4th now. He's only 8.6 off the lead. He's got fresh hards and he's got tons of fuel, so he can still fly. Still got 2 laps to go here. Don't know how this is going to go. Chris has got a 1.5 second lead, which is just enough to keep him out the tow of Dan. So, but here we go. Actually, no, look at this. The tow is obviously strong. Either that or Chris is on fuel mode. He's on a different fuel mode. He's on a lower or higher fuel map number, which means Dan has got the fuel. Jack didn't get the fuel to last. That's going to drop him, plummet him down. If I was him, I'd put softs on. Get them use them, get them done, and then you can. Actually, no. Actually, he's done the right thing there. Hards and softs is probably the play. So he's probably said, right, I'm going to run the hards as long as I can. Just do a couple of laps on the softs. Splash and dash with the fuel, and then do a quick run to the flag. Right, Chris has got a bit of a lead now. His mediums are starting to go. Bear in mind, this is going to be interesting to watch for other tracks, so this is a pretty light track for tyre dig. Alex is now up to 3rd, so he's made his stop race count, and he's going to get a podium, and he's catching as well. If Chris is on a different fuel map to get his fuel to last, can Dan's got more fuel, can Dan catch him up? Then, so here we see this with the strategy and the tyres. Dan has made it up to 4th. Didn't stop, he's made it up to 4th, but obviously his next race he will have to stop. Jack is down to 5th, but that's pretty good actually. He's only dropped a couple of spots there, but he's kept his hards. Okay, so Jack has decided that he's going to do a splash and dash in both races, which probably will cost him 30 seconds. We'll see how that plays out. Bazza's now up to 6th. He's made his stop. He's run medium and hards. Koi is down to 7th after his unfortunate shunt at turn 1, but he's just run the 1 set of tyres. He too had a little splash and dash. Everyone's going to be learning as we go. This is a brand new format for everyone. Wayne is up to 8th. He's got Pat right behind him. Pat's on his softs. Wayne's on mediums, and they're both looking sketchy for fuel. Chris, in the meantime, is now on his last lap. He's come back from the back of the grid. He's done a great job on his mediums. Can he get his fuel to last? Dan's is pretty similar. Any other battles going on? Alex is in 3rd. Dan's in 4th, 5th. So these guys are close, but I don't think we've got any battle. Oh, yes, we have got a battle. Got Wayne and Pat squabbling. I need to check the front. Let's just see what goes on with these two as we go into the right-hander horseshoe. Wayne's on the inside covering it. Pat going to try and go. Pat's on soft, don't forget. Wayne is on fairly. Oh no, He's a bit too much oversteer, and away he goes, and then he does a horrible spin. Right, runs to the line we go. If Chris, let's see what fuel map he's on. Dan is closing. Here we go to the run to the line. Can Dan time this? He's on a PB, he's 3/10 up. If he gets a really good run through the bus stop, he slingshot his way past. We're getting closer. Can he keep it neat and tidy? He does. Here we go. It's going to run to the line. 5/10 now. He's running it. He's maxing the revs down to 4/10. We can see that Mazda coming. The line's coming up. I think Chris has done enough. It's going to be super close. Can Dan get it? It's going to be so close. 2/10 now. Chris has got the line just ahead. Dan's going to be right behind him. I don't think he's going to get enough time to pass him. And Chris takes it by 800ths of a second. Alex gets third. A great third from him with the stop. Dan's going to get a good fourth. Wow, I can't believe that was a superb. Fourth is going to be Dan. Let's see him across. Dan did a no stop up, got the fuel to last. Great start from him. I don't think Silver Star's going to catch him. So Dan gets 4th place. Well done. Jack gets 5th. Bazza gets 6th. Coy gets 7th. Pat's going to get 8th. James has finished. This is a flash. Wayne's going to get 9th after his spin. I don't think that ultimately cost him anything. And James has already finished. Here comes Wayne across. I was like saying close, yeah, extremely close. Right, well done Chris for battling back for the back after almost writing his car off. There he is, our first winner of a Mazda Cups, season 11. Alright, just save the replay. I don't have to do the commentary because we're doing it live. Right, here we go, there's your result. Chris takes the win, first race of the night, from 83 thousandths from Dan. Dan will be pleased, that was his hard, but obviously he didn't stop. Alex is third, only 4.8 down in the end. Fourth was Dan. Well, look at that, 27 seconds down, only less than a second ahead of Silver Star, so Jack was 5th. Bazza finished 6th, just in front of Coy. There's a cracking scrap. And Pat gets 8th, and he gets the fastest lap bonus point. I did 20.9 at the end. Super pace there from Pat. Then Wayne gets 9th, and 10th is Superman James. Right, so that was around. Let me take some pictures. Race 1. Race 2 will be top 8 in reverse order. So Pat will be on pole, and Chris R will be 8th. So second race will start very, very soon. I'll go off into the chat with the guys, and then we'll be back in about probably what time is it? We'll do it start at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock we'll be back for race 2. Alright, we'll catch you in about 9 minutes. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Oh, that was a good race at the end. Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, I assume the audio is not coming out of the YouTube, is it? It shouldn't be. Right, let's get this grid all sorted. Alright, I thought my audio was coming out of YouTube now you're watching the race back. What happened, Coy? You smacked into that wall. Yeah, so easily done. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, Pat is on pole. I can remember that. Okay, is my voice still coming out on YouTube, Mum? Ah, okay. Right, it should be muted. Right, I'm going to pause the broadcast and then we'll be back on in about 3 minutes. Right, we are back. We are back. Hopefully you can hear us. If Mum's watching, can you let me know if the audio is working again? Because I just cut it off so I could chat with the guys. Or if anyone else is listening, Pat, someone, Koi, I know you guys listen, just stick something in the chat, make sure it's all working. There's no news, good news, I'm not sure. Let's put the volume up on the laptop. All working, there, cool. Right, we have a little message from our sponsor.
Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Well done, Benjamin. Right, race 2. Let's see if everyone's ready. Let's go on track, and you can see it is dark. This is dark around Daytona. This is where it's special. Right, so let's see how the strategy pans out. Some drivers will be stopping, some won't. I'm sure everyone is ready. Hopefully, as I just said to the guys, let's have another half hour of that. It's a pretty mean green Mazda, I like that, Dan, looks good. A quick look at the liveries. Pat, his customary flag of the nation of where we race, so he's all an American. Of course, he's got American too, he's got Valvoline. Right, I think we are ready to go. Right, another rolling start. As we said, let's just make sure the grid's set right. Yeah, as we said, so top 8 are reversed. So Pat finished 8th, so he's on pole. Chris won, so he's 8th. You can see the grid order on the right of the screen. Right, let's get ready. Hopefully this is just practice a race. Yep, good. We have set it up correctly. Never know with me. Right, here we go. Another rolling start. As it's twilight in Daytona now, and then we'll get steadily darker. This racetrack's amazing when it's dark. Right, Pat on pole. Koi second. Bazza third. Silverstar fourth. Dan 5th, Alex 6th, Dan 7th, Chris 8th, Wayne 9th, James in 10th. Lights are on, pop-ups are up. Pat leads us away as we do the charge into turn 1. Hopefully everyone's going to get through unscathed and avoid that tyre barrier. We've already seen it claim Koi and Chris. Look at that as we go into turn 1. Pat's on medium, so it's a decent tyre to start with. Everyone's getting through. We got through. We are all through. Bit of a skirmish going on. Looks like it's Pat and Koi. Koi's going to make a move down the inside. No, bit of jumpy there from Pat. Koi's. We'll check the tyres though. Oh, Koi gets a real tank slapper on there. Just holds it. Jack's through. These two had a cracking scrap in race 1. Koi is on hard, so yeah, that's understandable. Those hards take a long time to warm up. So Koi is now under attack from Bazza. Bazza's on softs. He's got to make these last, so he's going to be quick to start with. He's got to make them last half an hour. And look at this squabble as we come through the infield section. Chris R is still in 8th, actually, so he hasn't gained anything. He's got Dan right in front of him. So there, as you were, out onto the banking we go for the first time. Pat is still leading as we go through the banking, and got a handy lead as well. He's got a second and a half now on Silverstar. Silverstar's on mediums, the same tyres. Koi is on hards. He's managed to navigate lap 1 so far. Baz is on soft, so he's going to rocket through. Then we've got Alex, then we've got a gaggle now as we come. Let's see if we can get a better view. No, just giving us a close-up view. I don't want a close-up view. Oh, look at this. We go into the bus stop. Oh, they come through, sliding through. Look at this. Silver Star leads us in second. Silver Star leads us in second. Silver Star in second. Coy right behind him in third. Then we've got, I think, a right squabble here. Who should we pick? Who should we pick? Let's go on board with Alex. We've got a squabble going on behind us as well between Dan and Wayne. Chris is getting a tow from Alex in front. Chris is on the hards. Oh, and Alex leaves him the inside there. Chris is hopefully not going to break the rule and go below the apron. And there we go, guys behind us as well. Look at this, everyone's towing as we catch up into the braking zone for turn one. Whoa, Dan was really dicey with that tyre barrier wall at the front. Now we go as we go into the horseshoe. I think it's called, I'll learn the corner names. Coy is in third, a bit safe. Dan's got a little bit wide and doing his trademark sideways driving. So Chris is now up to fifth. So a steady first few corners, but now he's found his way up to fifth on his hards as well. So Dan's on mediums, whereas Chris has started well on his hards. To the right hander we go. Let's see what's going on ahead. Pat is still leading and still leading nicely, 1.4 up. Silver Star on his mediums has got Coy on his hards. So Coy is actually getting some good pace out of his hards. He said in the break that hards were a good tyre, and they are. They're serving him nicely. And look at this. Around the banking we go. Chris is on the outside. Alex has got him, and Alex has played that nicely. He's now getting a tow from Dan in front of him. The good thing about these MX5s is because they've got the aerodynamics of a brick, you can get a really strong tow out of them, so it keeps everyone together. Right, so Dan leads them through the bus stop. That's not Dan. Give me Dan. There he is. Getting it sideways. Oh, and Coy looks like he's got past. What happened to Silver Star? Oh no, Silver Star done a huge off. Let's see what happened there. Probably caught the inside of that curb again. Yeah, you can see that's what happened to James. This time he went infield, not outfield. But that's put him down to 9th. So Pat's now got a lovely lead. Look at this. Oh, they say that? No, we say Pat's got a lovely lead. He's the set fastest lap, which is immediately beaten by Coy. So Coy has got fastest lap on hards. Wow, look at that. He's a second quicker. Right, let's see what it ends like. So Dan's now up to third with Jack's little spin. Still got... Let's go... Into the horseshoe we go. So we've got Chris, we've got Alex, we've got Wayne in close attendance. Oh, look how close they are. Looks like Chris is going to get a run. Mind you, they're coming to a left-hand kink. They're going to go side by side as they go through it. So these hards are proving, once they get warm, it's proving really good tyres. So we've got Danny's fourth. Chris is up to third now. Can he go down the inside? Oh, there's a little nudge from Coy. Oh, that's Wayne, sorry. Wayne and Alex getting together as well. Look at this, is amazing racing. What a genius idea it was to go with MX5s. Right, Dan's back up to third now, just got past Chris. Okay, so we've got all 5 together. Dan's in there as well, he's just past Wayne. Around the banking we go. Let's just have a quick see what's going on. So Pat's still doing a grand job actually, he's 1.7, so actually and Pat's on the purple. On his mediums. Coy's dropped off a little bit, and then we've got this almighty squabble going on. Chris is going to try and go around the long way around the bus stop. He does. Dan thinks better of it. Dan showed in race 1 that he's a master of fuel saving. He's got a lot of experience in his car, sliding it as he goes through the bus stop. And he's right behind that. I don't know what you'd call that. Bumblebee. We could call it the Bumblebee. Let's look from all we can see is Vodafone MX5, and not far behind that you can see the lights of Alex. Let's go on board with Alex, speaking what you see. Dan's going to try and make a move around the outside. He's got the better tyres. Chris is doing a fantastic job as always on the hards. Then we got right behind us, we got, oh, but it looks like, I thought Dan was going to get a run there. Is he going to make a move down the inside? He's got better tyres. Chris is defending the inside. Look at this. We got, what's that? Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And Superman's not that far behind, all in a row. I feel I don't need to do any presenting their work tomorrow because I'll have no voice. Right, Dan is on the PB, he's on the purple, he's going fast on his mediums. Pat, let's have a shout out to Pat, he's 2.5 up. Pat's doing a brilliant job so far. He's fuel saving, his tyres will go to the end. Coy is loving the hards now, but he has been sucked in by this squabbling. This is going to be a 6-way battle for second place coming up, and they can all see Pat. Now we know Pat, I think, stopped, didn't he? I should be writing these down. Pat, I think, stopped in race 1. Chris didn't, Coy did, Dan didn't, so we know these guys are stopping. Alex did, so he won't be stopping. So whilst this is the order now, it's going to completely change as we get near half. Alex is on a screamer. Dan's now got fastest lap at 202.4. Alex is going to get a massive tow, and he's a bonus point for fastest lap in these races, so he's going to get probably into the 2 minutes, I would imagine, with that huge tow of the 3 cars in front of him. Let's see what he gets. 201.4, fastest by a tenth and a bit. Right, what can Chris do? We've caught Coy up now, and we're only 2 seconds off the lead. This is all closing. Pat's pace has dropped off a bit, he's in the 203s. So is Coy. Chris has just done a 201.6. So those hards are really starting to work now. Let's go on board. Right behind Coy. So in theory, he's got a tyre disadvantage, but I think we're seeing on the Mazda. Oh, that's a brave move around the outside. Oh, that's very nicely done. Coy gives him room. Let's have a look from Dan's car. Oh, is he going to make a move? That's late. Whoa, look how close this is. And right behind us, we got Alex. What more could you ask for? Daytona in the dark in the MX5s. I think an almighty scrap. Oh, Pat got a little bit of a tank slapper coming out. These cars are sketchy on the power. And Dan's going to get a run now on Coy. Coy's down to 4th. But we've got Pat just in front. Look at this. Look at this. As they go past the Ferris wheel. Pat, Chris, Dan, Coy, Alex, all in a row. Is Chris going to make a move? This is going to be brave. No, thinks better of it. I'm not surprised. That's a tricky place to pass. Through the bus stop we go then. Anyone doing any judicious cut? Look at this, it's top 7. This is mad. Right, Jack's doing a bit of a recovery now. Still doing decent lap times, 203s. James has dropped off a bit. Obviously had a little spin, I would wager, on that lap. And Bazza is trying to get those softs to last. I think he's going to be running on rims, as Pat said in the interval. Just keep those softs going, Bazza, you can do it. Right, here we go then, into the turn 1 we go. Pat is defending from Chris. Looks like Chris might have the overlap. Not quite, and then Dan wants to get in on the action as well. Look at this. It's crazy town. Oh, this is amazing. I've never seen racing like it. All 7 of them on the line. Right, so Pat is still leading. Chris is now under attack from Dan. We've got Alex there. Dan's got a good exit out of the horseshoe. Is he going to repeat what Chris did to him around the outside of the kink? Not quite. It all depends on how much revs they're using as well. Chris covers the inside. In the background we've got a move going on here. Who's that up? That's Dan and Wayne. Wayne putting a nice move in through the right hand up, but it looks like Dan's now got the inside for the left as he gone to the banking. Oh, Wayne late on the brakes. Nicely done by Wayne here. Very late on the brakes. So he's on hards. Dan's on softs and Wayne goes around the outside of him on hards. Very nicely done. Right, Pat he's got a little bit of a gap, but looks like Dan's bump drafting Chris, trying to get a bit of a gap to Alex behind. Trying to save fuel. It wouldn't surprise me if Chris is on a bit of a fuel save as well. Mind you, if you have to pit, there's 0 point. We'll lose you a few seconds, but fuel rate's quite quick. So Pat, Chris, Dan, Alex, Coy, Wayne, Dan, all in a row. It's getting proper strategic, this is now. Well, look, now we got Pat being bump drafted as well. Let's have a view from Dan. And we got Alex right behind us. I think we got a bit of... Oh no, Chris has pulled the pin, so he's decided he's going to go in. He used... he had mediums on, so he's going to go soft. As Dan sizes up the stars and stripes, are we going to get a run? No, Pat covers the inside off. All we can see is McLaren Vodafone. Pat's doing a sterling job here of keeping the lead. I think though, I don't know, his hards won't be... Oh, it's mediums. So Pat's got mediums. Dan's going to try and squeeze it up the inside into the kink. Can he make it? Is Pat going to give it room? Oh, it looks super close there. And we've got Alex is now in the mix. Alex has now got Dan. I think Dan and Pat had a little skirmish. Behind them we've got Coy and Wayne's doing a good job catching back up as well now. They've dropped Dan a little bit, but he's not far behind. Jack's keeping pace as well, so into the right hand onto the banking. Alex has got past Dan, so I think Dan and Pat had a little bit of a knock. All to play for though, still a long way to go, we're not even halfway through the race yet. Going fourth, keep an eye on the fuel in a bit. Keep an eye also where, so Chris has come out in last, but on softs. And he's got Bazza in front of him. So he'll make that time up pretty quick. Right, so in the meantime, Pat still defending. Alex has got him, but Alex is on the outside. That connects, we go to turn 1. Who's going to be later and braver on the brakes? We've got Coy right behind them. And then we've got Dan, so actually Coy is up to third now. Oh, they're swapping positions, it's going to get tight. Oh, that's very abreast, we go to turn 1. Oh. Right, how's this going to shake out? Pat's got a slight breathing advantage, but we've got 4 of them coming into turn 1 together. Is this all going to pan out? Dan's up to second. Oh, Alex gives him a nudge, which puts him into Coy. Wayne's up to 4th, Wayne's up to 3rd. I think there was a bit of a concertina effect there. Wayne cuts the corner. Is Coy going to make a move? He does, but thinks better of it. Nicely done. He got out of that. Let's try and go back a bit. Let's watch that from... Oh, too far forward. That's a bit... gone too far back. Sometimes these replays are a bit random. Alright, forget that. Oh, I don't know who that was spinning off. That was really old, wasn't it? Right. Back to the front we go. Pat is still leading. He's been leading for half the race, but he's got Dan all over the back of him. And look at that, we've got Wayne and Alex fighting out as well for 3rd. They've got to be a bit careful that the scrapping is going to drop them off, because Dan is now very cleverly working his way up to the front and probably going to bump draft Pat. Pat is doing a grand job on his fuel though. We're over halfway now, and he's got half a tank. Dan's not so good, he's going to have to do a bit of fuel saving. Wayne is also not so good, but it looks like Dan's decided he wants to take the lead. Into the bus stop we go, and takes the lead. So, first change in lead we have for race 2. Oh, Pat got a good overspeed there, but I think just unfortunately the time wasn't quite right. And now what that's done is we've brought 3rd, 4th, 5th back into the game, with Dan not that far behind in 6th. These hards are working really well. I thought there'd be a pace of it. Look at the speed that Wayne's got. Gives Pat a bit of a nudge, trying to get back up to the And Dan, who's now taking the lead. Let's see what happens in the turn one. We'll keep an eye on. Alex has still got fastest lap. Don't go below the double yellows. Is Wayne going to make a move into turn one? Wayne is also on some new equipment tonight. Quite a few drivers with new gear, which is always good to see. Gets it proper sideways. And that's going to put Alex on the back of Wayne as we go into the horseshoe. I think it's called the horseshoe. I could be completely wrong. I was going to bring a track back up and I've not enough time because it's been so good. Coy's down to 5th, but he's on his hards. But we know Coy... Oh, I should write this down. I'm not sure if Coy has to stop or not. I don't think he has, does he? Dan definitely does. Jack's catching up. He's got a good pace. He's catching up. He's only 12 seconds off the lead. And he won't stop. Superman's doing a sterling job. Oh, Chris has had a drama. Chris, I think, has had a spin. He's back behind. Well, he was catching Baz. He's now back behind him. 36 seconds. That's going to be tricky to make up. Dan has now got a little bit of a lead over Pat. In fact, I would say that Pat is probably not going to close that down into turn one. He's got Wayne for company, giving him a bit of a bump draft, trying to help him out. You see the difference a bump draft makes. It's a good couple of attempts going to go here, but Dan now has got the chance. Oh, actually no, we're into the bus stop. So we go through. A little bit of cutting going on there. I hope there's a little lift going on. We're cutting too much of the chicane. Wayne is now... Let's see what Wayne's fuel's not looking great. But Wayne is going to have to stop, I think. Could be wrong. Yep, there we go. So he stops, so that's why he's going with the fuel. So he will go on to the soft now, and so will Coy, I would imagine. Both got the same amount of fuel left. So 4th and 5th are now in. So that's going to give Jack a nice... oh, Jack's in 2. Okay. He's stopping in both races. Right, so... Top 3, as you were. Dan, 0.9 up, so his gap's had nothing. Pat is having... I reckon this is one of Pat's best DTC races. 3rd is Alex on a purple. Those mediums are starting to fire up. So Dan's up to 4th. 8 seconds off the lead in trio. James is now up to 5th. Wayne has come out in 6th, just in front of... Don't cut that... don't cut that line. So Coy's come out in 7th. He's ahead of the 0 stop in Bazza. You have a horrible feeling he's going to run out of right rear. Just done his fastest lap though. It's all a learning game. This is the first race we've done, as I say. So everyone's learning as we go. Nice to have Bazza back. I haven't raced with Bazza for a long time. Chris is now 9th. What can he do from there? He's 35 seconds off the lead. But we know Dan's going to have to stop as well. Jack has stopped. He's put fresh softs on, so he's going to go for a 10-minute blast. Right, Dan is, I would say, 1 second's normally out of tow range. But I say these cars got aerodynamics of a barn door. Well, Pat's now on his own, and Pat is not gaining. Pat's just done his fastest. Chris R has woken up. He's done a 20.9. Let's check what was the fastest lap from race 1. What was the fastest lap from race 1? It could be the fastest race lap of the night. Right, Danny's in. Let's see what. So, fastest lap is still Pat's. 2 minute .904. Right, Danny's in. Let's keep an eye then. He will probably be coming out around the same sort of spot as Coy. He was racing Coy and Wayne. He's not in his pit box yet. Pat has got a bit of a lead now. So Alex, I think, has obviously made a bit of a mistake. A few slowish laps, but nothing huge. Pat is now 2.5 seconds up. Let's see. Wayne is now in 5th. He's a net 5th. Oh, here comes Dan. And we've got Dan and Wayne coming out together, and Wayne's got down the inside of him. So Wayne claims 5th, and that's a straight battle. Both on softs. So Wayne has pipped Dan. Right, battery on my laptop is low, so I'm likely to lose the feed on my laptop, but not to worry, I still see chat come up on the screen. Right, Coy has now got, so Coy's on fresh softs. Oh, so why have we got yellow? Why have we got yellow? Not sure what that was for. Right, let's have a bit of a stock take. Pat is leading by 2.3. His tyres are going to go all the way to the end, and he's got Alex behind him. Fuel saving, I would hazard a guess, given his laptops. He's done a 2:01.4. His last lap was a 2:04.8. Now that might have been a little bit of a slight mistake in there, but Pat is pulling away. Danny's in 3rd, but I think he has to stop. James is up to 4th. Don't think he's going to stop. He's on mediums. He looks alright. Wayne is on 5th, but he's on fresh softs. He's got Dan also on fresh softs behind him. These two have both stopped. Then Chris is in 7th, and he's got Coy right behind him. Right, so Dan is in out of 3rd. Where is he going to pop out? And we've got Chris with Coy right behind. On board we go. Just doing his fastest lap. Interesting lines as we go into turn 1. Coy takes my sort of favourite line, which is going wide. Chris goes in tight. Gives Coy a good slingshot out. Oh, we're going to throw it on the inside. Chris defends. Coy, is he going to try and get on the power? Oh, he's off the power, trying to avoid Chris, but he's got him. Nice move. Chris's softs will probably start to tail off a little bit. Let's see what is going on. Oh, Chris has sent one. He sent it. I think he's got him too. Let's have a little side by side. Coy can hang around the outside, which he does. He's now got the inside for the banking, but that's going to give Chris a nice slipstream. I think this is the best racing we've ever seen on this channel. Non-stop action all the way down the field. Right, Pat. Oh, what's happened there? He's must have made a mistake. He's lost a chunk of time. I'm going to wind it back 13 seconds to see if we can catch what happened. Yeah, I think must have made a mistake. He had a nice big lead on Alex. That lead's pretty much gone. Yeah, 3.7. I think he had a wobble for the bus stop, but we've seen people go off there, so he's still alive and he's still leading. Keep it steady, keep it steady. Alex is now sniffing. Oh, he's sniffing the lead. Right behind now as we go into the horseshoe. Can Alex take the lead? He had a good 3rd place in race 1. Does a undercut, a switcheroo. Oh, this is going to be so tight. We go through the kink, side by side through the kink. Pat's got the inside, but Alex has got the nose in front. Then we got a right-hander. Pat gives him, look at that. Pat gave a little bit of a lift. That was good to see. Not the move's not completely done, though. Alex has got it, but Pat's going to try and get this undercut. Let's go on board with Pat. Into the left hand, he's pinning Alex down the inside. Can he get a nice exit? Alex does a smart thing, covers the inside coming out. Pat's fuel light's flashing. I'm hoping he can make another 2 laps. I think he's fine. Alex is probably fine as well. Right, whilst we watch these two, 3rd and 4th. Wayne's going for a podium. They're both on soft, so these two are having a scrap. We missed them swapping positions. Wayne is now right behind. I'm just going to have a quick look between 1st and 2nd. See him through the bus stop. Looks like this time Pat's got the run. Go through the bus stop. And then we got Dan, who's got Wayne right behind him as they come through. They've got a nice big gap. Neither of those two have got to stop, so that's a battle between the pair of them for the win. Alex versus Pat, and then third versus fourth is Dan getting sideways. I don't know how he does it. Look at that, he's just constantly sideways. Right, let's see if Alex is going to have a go at Pat as we go into turn one. He's giving him a good bunt draft. These two are well clear. Alex covers the inside. Has he got it stopped? Oh, someone spun. No, that might be Baz. Yeah, I think Baz's tyres are gone. Little lessons learned, a little bit of testing for Baz tonight. Right, so Alex is still 0.6 up. Oh, it's so tight. Right, back to third we go. It looks like Wayne has got, I think he's got past Dan. Has he got past Dan? Let's see if the 8-second one works. Yeah, I think you go around the other side. I think you might go around the other side again. Excellent stuff. Right, so we've got Squabble for the lead, we've got Squabble for third. 1 second now. Alex has got a bit of a margin. It's going to be one lap after this one. Is that enough? Is that enough? Let us see. Yeah, 1.1. That's coming down now. If Pat gets into the toe, let's have a look at third. Still battling away. Dan's gone around the outside now into third. He goes. It's just unbelievably close. Right, Chris is trying to catch up. Chris is back up to fifth now. He's shaking off Coy a little bit, but they're pretty close. James isn't that far behind. He's in seventh. Jack is still in eighth, just on his PB of a 2015, which is 0.6 of a lap off, a second off the fastest. So Jack showing some serious pace at the end. And we've got Dan, who's now on his hards, and Baz, who's touring around in his softs. Right, into what will be the final lap. Alex is going to lead us across the line. He's 0.6 now. Pat is well and truly in the toe. Here he comes. Oh, he's got a huge overspeed. Oh, that was fraction late from Alex. Pat had a massive overspeed on him. But if he stays where he is, we saw it in race one, Dan didn't quite get enough to the line, but if he stays in the toe round the banking, who knows? And then we've got these two, look at this. So first and second is all to play for the second race in a row. Third and fourth, oh, getting close. I think it was a slight tap. Wayne backs out of it. It's great to see. Chris is a little bit off the back, 2.3. He's probably hoping that these two hold each other up a little bit. Coy is in sixth now. Jack's in seventh. And eighth is James and ninth is Dan. Right, let's see what happens here. Into the probably most crucial corner on the track to get right. It's 7/10. Pat is well and truly in the toe. And then Dan, look at it, power sliding through the right hand. He's got Wayne right behind him. Wayne's going to have a look around the outside. I'm going to have to go watch the front two. I'm sorry, boys. Into the bus stop we go. On board with Pat. Right, this is key. This is what it's all about. Can Pat get the run through the bus stop? Oh, Alex has gone wide. Oh, Pat's going to try to go around the outside. I think he's done him. He has. Let's go off board. Pat's going to get the run. Oh, I think it's got who's got to run out of fuel. They've both got no fuel. Alex has got, well, Baz has got a bit more, but they've both got no fuel. This is incredible. Pat's got it by less. It's going to be so close. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get on the line? It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Right, so Alex has got it, but Pat has got the inside line. It's going to be so just a second. Incredible finish. I've gone so high. It looks like he's going to get third. Dan's got it from Wayne, but Wayne's now snuck in front. He's like a 10th up. So Wayne's going to get third place. Look at that. Dan gets fourth. Chris gets fifth. Coy comes home in 6th. Good result for Coy. Jack's going to get 7th. He's away from the line. Here he comes. Could have been if he hadn't unfortunately clipped the. No, did he go? He went off at the chicane, didn't he? Right, James gets 8th and across the line. So Baz has already finished. Well done, Baz, for finishing. Hung in there. 9th gets Dan. Oh my god, I've never seen anything like it. That was insane. Oh, wow. So let's have a look at that result. Pat was 76 thousandths away from his first ever DTC. I thought he had it. He had the inside line. I thought he had it. Wow. Right, so Alex gets it by 76 thousandths of a second. Alex gets it. I'll turn that on myself. Right, second is Pat, which I think is going to be the best race I've ever seen Pat drive. Amazing second. Then third was Wayne by less than a tenth from Dan in 4th. So good night for Dan. Second and a 4th for him. Chris R got back to 5th. He got fastest lap of the race, but Pat still gets fastest lap of the night. So that's a good night for Pat. And 6th was Coy. Good race from him, battling all the way. 7th was Silverstar, so Jack gets 7th. 8th is James. So close this field. Then 9th was Dan, and 10th was Bazza. So there we have it. That was round 1 of our Mazda Cup. Right, my laptop has died, so I'm going to look at Discord to see what comes up next week. We're going to, if the racing's as good as that, I will not drive and I will stream this live because that was amazing. Alright, so next week we are at Laguna Seca for our first of the sprint races, the 3 15-minute races. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoy it when you watch that back. That was fantastic. We will see you next Wednesday, same time. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.